My name is Kristin Snoddon. I'm a professor at Toronto Metropolitan University in the School of Early Childhood Studies. I'm excited to share about my recently published book called Being Understood: Deaf Interpreters, Embodied Language, and Relationality. This book focuses on research looking at deaf interpreters who are sign language interpreters who are themselves deaf. Deaf interpreters are often thought to be exceptional facilitators of intelligibility and to possess linguistic and cultural competencies that are beyond those of hearing sign language interpreters. However, my book is more fundamentally an exploration of language ideologies, which are the often unnamed rules around how language should or should not be used. For example, around 2021, I participated in the Pro-Tactile seminar, which is rooted in the deaf-blind community, looking at ways of being and knowing and using and doing language. I was blown away by the format and content of the seminar, which consisted of a profusion of written, often long emails. This surprised me because there is a taboo around writing for many deaf people. We are supposed to prefer to communicate in sign language instead. However, deaf-blind people face significantly more barriers. This made me realize that the more obstacles to communication that someone may face, the more creative they may be, and this is how the protactile language came about. So, the first chapter in my book focuses on the use of written communication as a deaf academic. The next chapter looks at signing songs, which again touches on a taboo surrounding music for many deaf people, especially in a global north context where music is historically linked to oralism. And music may be considered something exclusively for hearing people. However, deaf people can participate in and find joy in music in many different ways. The third and fourth chapters look at the experiences of deaf interpreters and how they work in a team with hearing interpreters, translating from and to a hearing interpreter's sign language, facilitating clear understanding for the deaf or hearing consumer. These chapters also touch on the idea of deaf same, indicating that the deaf interpreter and deaf consumer inherently share an understanding with one another because they are both deaf, which is complicated by a deeper look into the power dynamics that may exist in these contexts where deaf interpreters are working to create meaning and understanding. The last two chapters feature research with deaf interpreters in the Caribbean. This connection came about because of my work with the deaf song signer, whose background is from Trinidad and Tobago, and he told me about soca music, which I was interested in exploring in more depth. I attended Trinidad Carnival and experienced firsthand the embodiment of Carnival, the people and the music, and it was clear from that experience that deaf people can absolutely participate in and enjoy music. The final chapter focuses on a deaf Trinidadian interpreter who is a member of the LGBTQI+ community, as well as looking inward at my own identity and positionality, and how, as deaf people, even living in different parts of the world, we can find understanding with one another. Thank you so much.